Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video because not only am I going to be showing you guys how to do a foolproof, super easy smoky eye that everybody can achieve. All you need is 2 brushes and a few eyeshadows. You could probably find an eyeshadow palette that has all of these colors, and of course you guys can use whatever eyeshadows you guys already own. But not only am I going to be showing you guys that, but I'm also going to be putting something new to the test that I'm so excited about. So I'm so excited because I'm going to be putting the Jaclyn Hill palette with collaboration with Morphe. I'm going to be putting that against the Jaclyn Hill Bolt collection. So I'm so excited. I've been so excited for this launch. You guys know that it was postponed due to inconsistencies in the formula or how they were pressed. Who really knows? You guys will have to watch my review on these palettes so that you guys can find out my thoughts on that. So on Instagram, I asked what videos you guys wanted to see, and someone requested to do a smoky eye tutorial, which I have done in the past, but I wanted to do something that was a little easier because I know that smoky eyes can be something that's hard to do. So today's video, I'm going to be doing a smoky eye using just 2 eyeshadow brushes and a few of the eyeshadows from the Bolt collection and some of the eyeshadows from the original Jaclyn Hill palette. And this is to show you guys also that you don't have to have the same exact products as me. You can have whatever products it is, whatever eyeshadows it is, as long as they look similar enough, you'll get a similar look. I am going to be doing a video on all 4 of these palettes as well. In today's video, I'm going to be using, like I said, the Jaclyn Hill palette, which looks like this. So these are all the beautiful shades. You guys know that the pigmentation and the formula of this eyeshadow was amazing. I did do a video on this when it did come out, whether if it was worth the hype or not, and it totally was. This look that I'm going to be showing you guys, like I said, is a super easy, foolproof smoky eye. You don't have to be good at makeup to be able to do this, and all you need are 2 brushes. I personally find it to be a super easy look. It's kind of about the technique, but you can be messy with it too, which is why it's so foolproof. So this is a technique that I learned like a few years ago. Jaclyn Hill, I think she got big off of this cat eye makeup that she did, and she did another one I think it was 2 or 3 years ago probably. She did another cat eye makeup tutorial, and I absolutely love her cat eyes so much. So I wanted to go ahead and show you guys the techniques that I learned from her video, and also just show you guys just how easy it is to recreate and be able to do it yourself. So this is something that I've personally taken this as my own and basically turned it into my own thing. So this is how I do it. She does it very similar but still a little bit different, and this, like I said, all you need is 2 brushes and a few eyeshadows. On this side, I'm going to go ahead and use the Vault collection, and on this side, I'm going to go ahead and use Jaclyn Hill palette. So the first thing that you want to do is take some tape, and this is to create that cat eye shape. I'm going to go ahead and zoom you guys in a little bit so you guys can see a little better. So what I always do with the tape is I take a little bit, I put it on the back of my hand to kind of get rid of that stickiness, and then I peel it back, because you don't want to put this tape directly underneath the eyes because you don't want it to tug underneath the eye area. I'm taking the tape, and what I do is I line it basically with my lower lash line right here, and then I just go ahead and like kind of angle it so that way it is angled towards the direction of my brow right there. So you guys see what I'm doing right here. You guys probably have seen this technique a million and one times, but this is the way that I do it when I really want a sharp, crisp line and a nice cat eye type of look. So same thing on the other hand, just taking that tape, and this is always the tricky part, is making sure that both of them look the same. So now that we look crazier than ever, we're gonna go ahead and start off with the Jaclyn Hill palette, just since I've already used this palette before a million times. And I did go ahead and label all of the eyeshadows, since the only bad thing about this palette, well, there's a few things. It has no mirror, it has no names on it, and this is the original one, so this one was that like cardboard material, which is so hard to keep clean. You guys can see that mine is a little dirty, but we're gonna act like it's not. So we're gonna start off with this palette. So the only 2 brushes that you'll need is a fluffy brush like this. This is the Morphe M433 brush, and then this is the Morphe M507, so just a nice little pointed tapered detailing brush, and this is all you really need. It could be even a pencil brush if you really wanted it to be, just something like this. So these brushes are not that expensive. I think the Morphe M433 is like maybe $6, and then the little guy is probably like $4 or $5. These are the only 2 brushes that we are going to be using for this whole entire look. So we're going to start off with taking these two shades here, the shade Pooter and the shade Pukey. So basically like a mid-tone brown is all you need, and this is going to be our transition shade. So we're going to just take a little bit of that onto the brush. Make sure you always tap off the X. All you have to do is just go and basically put this in the crease, and we're going to go in circular motion. We're not going to go up too high, so to find the crease you just kind of press the brush in and just go back and forth. Back and forth really just places the color. The circular motion completely buffs out the color. And then right here at the outer corner, I really just focus that, kind of create that V shape and just kind of go in a nice little circle there. Alrighty, so then to keep this fair, I don't have a plethora of 433 brushes, so I'm just going to take it on a little bit of my brush cleaner and just go ahead and wipe off all that product there until the brush is clean. And then we're going to go into the Ring the Alarm palette and also the Dark Magic palette. So I'm going to go into both of these two palettes. So this is the Ring the Alarm and this is the Dark Magic. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the shade Rush and I'm going to take the shade Shh. And I'm going to mix both of those two together because this is more of a warmer brown and this is more of a taupey brown. So I feel like that would match best with what we have on this eye. So again, tapping off the X's, and we're going to do the same exact technique. So I always do windshield wipers first, then circular motion. It doesn't really seem like this has too much pigmentation on it. So then once we have that done, we're going to go ahead and go into this shade here called Mocha. So it's a nice muted brown color. And then we're taking that on that Morphe M507 brush, and I did tap into that twice. And then we're just going to go ahead, and what we're going to do, and the reason why I like how tiny and pointy this is because it's very precise. So what we're going to basically do is just like draw out that lash line, like as if we're doing eyeliner. So you could take the brush here and go like this, and then kind of go back and forth with it. And if you guys notice, I do hold the brush at the very bottom. This is gonna allow me to use less pressure, and that way I can really buff out the color without making it look too intense. Since we're doing a smoky eye, we want it to be nice and soft. I'm gonna go back into that mocha shade, and we're just gonna really build up the intensity until we get it to the color that we want. So you can stop here if this is where you're comfortable with, but if you want to go darker, just keep on building on top of that. And then what we're doing is just making sure that we blend in to that brown shade, and it's really, there's no technique to it too much. The main thing is just holding it at the bottom here so you have light pressure, and you can just kind of go in with the brush, you know, like I'm just kind of messily applying that onto the outer area, and I'm just gonna keep building it up until I get it to the intensity that I personally like it. So then I'm gonna go ahead and clean that brush one more time. I'm using my Sephora brush cleaner. I just spray some, put it on a napkin, rub the brush clean, and then we're gonna go into the Armed and Gorgeous palette. So I'm gonna go into the shade here called Smooth Criminal. So it's a little bit brighter than the mocha shade, so I'm just gonna go into a little tiny bit of Prowl. So I'm just kind of mixing and matching, and then that just goes to show you guys that these palettes don't really have exact dupes, like they're not exact repeat shades. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do the same exact thing, kind of create that line first. This is definitely a lot more intense. I think this eye is more intense than this eye over here. So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back into that Morphe M443 brush. I'm just gonna clean off any product that is on there because, like I said, I don't want to contaminate anything. So it's basically a clean blending brush. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this brush, go in circular motions, and blend every single thing together. So we're just kind of going in. I take the belly of the brush and just kind of go in a circular motion all over, and that's gonna really buff it out and make it look nice and smoky. Then I'm gonna take the other side of that same exact brush, that way we're using the opposite side, and just doing the same thing, blending every single thing out. So that's what we have going on right now. You could stop here if you wanted to, put on some lashes, and you have a soft smoky eye, but I want to really go for the intensity. So then I'm going to clean this brush again, and then I'm going to go into the Jaclyn Hill palette and take this black shade here called Abyss. So this black, when she created it, she said that it wasn't supposed to be a super intense black, that it's like a soft black that's easy to blend out. And I definitely agree with that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take it and just right here at the very, very outer edge, we're just gonna kind of stamp that in place, and this is just going to intensify the very outer corner of the eye here. And we're not gonna bring this up too high or anything. I'm just gonna kind of place it first, and then I'll start blending it. And when I blend it, I don't want to blend it towards the wing here. I want to blend it towards the inside part of the eye, like so. So I already cleaned off the brush. We're gonna go into the shade Temptress right here. So this black is supposed to be way more intense than Abyss, so we'll see just how intense it really is. So I'm just gonna tap off the excess like always. So I'm just gonna go ahead and like same thing. Oh my god, it's so much more pigmented. I tapped off the excess. I went in there once and I can already tell just how much more pigmented this black is. Black from the original Jaclyn Hill palette. So then, to make sure that everything is blended well together, I went ahead and cleaned off the M433 brush, and I'm just gonna blend everything together one more time, just like we did earlier, same exact step. And now I'm gonna go ahead and clean it off again, and now do the same thing on this eye. So now I'm gonna go ahead and take off this tape. It's kind of actually starting to bother me a little bit. Kind of melts right off. It's not even peeling. So you guys can see how crisp that just left your eyes. So it really does a really great job with that cat eye type of, you know. What I'm gonna do to make sure that that line isn't so harsh is I'm just gonna take that M433 brush and just blend out that harsh line right here at the very top. So there we go. There we have both eyes. I usually like to use a matte brown to highlight my brow bone and to put a little bit onto my lid right in here. But the original Jaclyn Hill palette doesn't have a matte brow bone color, so I'm just going to use this shade from the Dark Magic palette on both eyes. This is called Poof. I'm using that M433 brush, and what I'm going to do with Poof is just take some of that and put it into my lid right here, and this is just going to kind of brighten up the eyes some. And then I'm also going to take a little bit and just put it right underneath my brow bone. And this is going to help to blend in the brow bone color, make sure that it just kind of goes into a nice transition. You see what a difference it makes from this eye to this eye? Like this eye, I mean, you can leave it just like this if you want to. You don't have to do this step, it's optional. But I like doing this step. I just feel like it completes the whole look. So this Poof shade is really nice. You don't need much of it at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my face makeup, and then I'll be right back to go ahead and finish the eyes and show you guys how I apply the lashes. All right, so my foundation and blush and everything is on. So then I'm gonna go ahead and take a black kohl liner. So this is very important to a successful smoky eye. You don't have to line your eye completely if you don't want to. I'm just gonna kind of do it halfway right there. So now that we have that done, we're gonna go in with that M507 brush again, and I'm gonna go ahead and go into the two shades from earlier for the transition, and I'm gonna go ahead and put those on my lower lash line right here. Now I want to make sure that kind of connects into that lower lash line there. So then I'm gonna go into this shade here called Rush from the Ring the Alarm palette. I already cleaned off the brush, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do the same exact thing on the other eye. Then the last step, and this is also completely optional, you don't have to do this if you don't want to. So I'm going to go into this shade here called Faint from the Jaclyn Hill palette. And I'm just going to take a little tiny bit of that, and I'm going to use it to highlight my inner corner. You guys know that this is my signature thing. I cannot live without this no matter what kind of look I'm doing. You don't have to do this, but this just kind of opens up the eyes and kind of brightens them. Like, you can see the difference. Look at this eye versus this eye, and I feel like it just completes the look. I'm going to go into the shade called Bling Bling from the Bling Boss palette, and I'm just going to take a little tiny bit of that as well and put that in the very inner corner of this eye. So I know you guys think that we're done here, but we aren't. So it's up to you whether you want to do lashes or if you don't want to do lashes. So I personally recommend that you do lashes because I just feel like it really completes the look. You don't have to. You can just curl your lashes and put on mascara, which I will show you guys what that looks like. I'm going to use my favorite mascara ever. This is the Tarte Gifted Mascara. So you see the difference with mascara and no mascara. So it just kind of like brings everything together and really brings that attention to that outer V. So like I said, you could just leave it like this if you wanted to, but I'm gonna go ahead and amp it up with some lashes. I'm not going to use crazy lashes either. I'm going to use my favorite lashes from Kiss. These are in the style ritzy. So I like these because they go well with the whole cat eye thing, because you see how like they're small here but then they get longer here. So it's really going to elongate the eye and give that illusion of that nice cat eye. So we're just going to go ahead and put these lashes on, and the fluffier the lashes the better it is. Some people like more intense lashes. If that's you, go for it, put on your intense lashes. I'm gonna go ahead and do a very subtle lash. This is like my everyday lash, just to show you guys what it would look like, something that you guys can achieve and feel comfortable. So I just put on my Kiss lash glue, put a nice little thin layer of that onto the lashes, and I always apply my lashes with a pair of tweezers. As you see, I hold it at the center of the lash. I wait about 20 to 30 seconds until the glue kind of gets somewhat tacky. And oh, wrong eye. Let's start on this eye right here. So what I do is I just plop them on right at the center of the lash. So it's important to put on mascara first because it creates a nice little base for your lashes, so that way they stay on better. You could put lashes on before and then put on mascara, but it's a lot harder. I find this to be so much easier. And then I just use the tweezers to make sure that I get all the way in there. And I like using a thinner band because we didn't put on any eyeliner on the top. This is a very thin see-through band, so you can't really see it that much. Do you guys see what a difference lashes makes? See, now I look like sultry, sexy, fun, flirty, like date night. Take me out, babe. All this side look like, cool, let's go out. Let's go to Walmart. Let's go to Target. Let's drink some Starbucks. It's just like, this is like everyday soft glam. This is like va-va-voom. Very nice and sultry. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna do the same thing on the other eye and I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, so there we go. This is the finished look. I am obsessed with this look. I forgot how good this look is. You guys see it's like a super soft, sultry, smoky eye, and you guys really can take this to the level that you guys are comfortable with. Overall, I don't think that these palettes are both complete dupes. Do you need the Volt collection and the Jaclyn Hill palette? No. Honestly, I just personally love 3 out of the 4 eyeshadow palettes from the Volt collection, but since the bundle price was basically buy 3 get 1 free, I ended up doing it in the bundle. My thoughts, I know that this is such a soft look and I didn't really go in on these eyeshadows yet. If you already have this one and only really liked one of the eyeshadows from the Volt, you could get that, but you don't have to have all 5 of these products. This eyeshadow palette I could definitely say is more for a person who's like everyday type of girl, doesn't like anything too intense, because these eyeshadows are just so soft, so buttery. They really blend out into like nothingness, and it's just very nice and natural. Of course you have your fun pops of color up here, but I don't find this to be super intense, while these are so intense. So they definitely have a little bit more of a punch. Maybe it's because the eyeshadows that are in these are darker and more vibrant tones naturally, while these are more subtle shades. So kind of just gives you an idea of what to expect from this and this. Can I recreate the same exact look using both of these? Yes, I definitely think so. As you guys can see, even though this is a subtle look, they are basically identical. You can't even tell which one is which, to be really honest. They look practically the same, and I'm sure that you can do multiple looks that will look very comparable to one another. They are good dupes, I guess you could say, but they're not like matching identical dupes, in the sense that they're not like these colors are the same exact tones as these colors. Like these colors are more vibrant, more pigmented, more intense. These are more soft, more natural, more subtle. I guess in the sense of like blendable, in the sense of like it just is so soft so it blends out more easily than these, if that makes sense. This is the end of my little quick comparison of the 2 palettes from Jaclyn Hill. I absolutely love her and support her so much, and I'm so grateful that she did relaunch these. I don't know what the originals were like, but I'm so excited that I was able to try out the Volt. I can't wait. I hope you guys are able to get it. Let me know down below if you guys did get it or if you guys are thinking about getting it, and I will, hopefully my review will be up already, so let me know what you guys think about that, and I will see you guys in the next video. Until then,